Hello and welcome to this video about ChatGPT, the language model developed by OpenAI. In this video, we'll be talking about the latest versions of ChatGPT. We'll be exploring the improvements and new features of latest version ChatGPT-4 and what they mean for the future of AI and natural language processing. ChatGPT is a state-of-the-art language model developed by OpenAI that belongs to the family of transformer-based language models. This family includes GPT-1, GPT-2, GPT-3, and their variants, such as ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT-4. These models use a transformer architecture, which enables them to process input sequences of varying length and generate high-quality, human-like responses to natural language inputs. The transformer architecture in these models uses a self-attention mechanism that allows the model to learn the relationships between different parts of the input sequence and generate outputs that are highly coherent and contextual. To train these models, massive amounts of text data are used, allowing them to learn the nuances of language and generate responses that are indistinguishable from those of a human. Due to their ability to generate natural language text, transformer-based language models like ChatGPT have revolutionized the field of natural language processing and have numerous applications in industries such as chatbots and virtual assistants. These models can assist in automating tasks that require language understanding, such as answering customer inquiries, generating content, and providing conversational assistance. OpenAI has announced the development of GPT-4, a large multimodal model that accepts both image and text inputs and produces text outputs. Although it is not as capable as humans in real-world scenarios, GPT-4 has demonstrated human-level performance on various academic and professional benchmarks, such as passing a simulated bar exam with a score in the top 10% of test takers. The model was iteratively aligned using lessons from adversarial testing programs and ChatGPT, resulting in improved factuality, steerability, and guardrail adherence. OpenAI rebuilt its entire deep learning stack and co-designed a supercomputer with Azure, which allowed for more stable training of GPT-4. The text input capability is being released through ChatGPT and the API, while the image input capability is being tested with a single partner. OpenAI is also open-sourcing its OpenAI Evils framework to allow others to report shortcomings in their models and guide further improvements. One of the most obvious advantages of the GPT-4 over the GPT 3.5 is that it can respond more creatively to prompts. GPT 3.5 is already very good at this, which is why it is so popular. On the other hand, the bar is set even higher with GPT 3.5. While the differences are small for solutions based on basic questions, the difference in creativity between the two models becomes apparent in complex or challenging tasks. The developers have made advancements in external benchmarks, such as Truthful QA, which assesses the model's capability to distinguish truth from a set of deliberately false statements. The questions in this benchmark are accompanied by answers that are statistically plausible but factually incorrect. The GPT-4 base model performs only marginally better than GPT 3.5 in the task mentioned, but after fine-tuning with RLHF using a similar process as with GPT 3.5, there is a significant difference. Examples demonstrate that GPT-4 avoids selecting common sayings such as, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks," but may still miss subtle details such as, "Elvis Presley was not an actor's son." GPT 3.5 only works with text prompts, but GPT-4 is multimodal and can handle both text and visual input. With GPT-4, users can provide a combination of text and image inputs to specify any language or image task, and the model will produce text outputs such as natural language or code. Although it can accept visual input, GPT-4 cannot generate visual responses. The model can handle a variety of input types, including documents with both text and images, and can utilize test time techniques developed for text-only language models. However, image inputs are still being researched and are not yet publicly available. GPT-4 is capable of processing visual input in the form of images such as photographs, handwriting, or memes, in addition to text input. This means that while the model can process visual information to generate natural language or code, it cannot generate visual outputs such as images or videos. However, it is important to note that the model is designed to generate text outputs and cannot produce visual responses. GPT-4 is certainly not 100% safe or reliable. It can still make mistakes, it can still defend something that is wrong as if it were right. But it does it less often than GPT-3.5. Moreover, OpenAI has increased the memory capacity of GPT-4. GPT-3.5 was more prone to producing false information and toxic answers after 8,000 words, but this has been increased to 64,000 words in GPT-4. OpenAI says it worked with 50 experts in AI security and reliability while developing GPT-4, and also used GPT-3.5's training data to improve the security of the results provided by GPT-4. It can be said that GPT-3.5's biggest flaw is that it confidently generates absurd and inaccurate information and defends it with incredible confidence. This is called AI hallucination in AI literature. Hallucination is still a problem in GPT-4, but according to technical reports, the new model is less likely to hallucinate than GPT-3.5. This is evident not only on paper but also in actual use. GPT-4 carries similar risks as previous models, such as generating harmful advice, incorrect code, or misinformation. However, the additional capabilities of GPT-4 create new risk surfaces. To understand the scope of these risks, over 50 experts from areas such as AI safety risks, cybersecurity, bioterrorism, trust and security, and international security were tasked with adversarially testing the model. The findings of these experts ensured that the model behavior was tested, particularly in high-risk areas requiring expert assessment. For example, additional data was collected to improve GPT-4's ability to reject requests on how to synthesize dangerous chemicals. Mitigations include significant improvements in GPT-4's security features compared to GPT-3.5. The model's tendency to respond to disallowed content requests has been reduced by 82% compared to GPT-3.5, and GPT-4 responds to sensitive requests, such as medical advice and self-harm, 29% more often in accordance with policies. It is important to note that there are still some capabilities of GPT-4 that are difficult to predict or fully understand. For example, the inverse scaling prize was a competition to find a metric that gets worse as model compute increases, and one of the winning metrics was hindsight neglect. However, with the release of GPT-4, it is possible that the trend could be reversed or affected in some way. As with any new technology or advancement, there is always a certain level of uncertainty and unpredictability, and it will take time and further research to fully understand the capabilities and limitations of GPT-4. The difference between GPT-3.5 and GPT-4 may not be immediately noticeable in a casual conversation, but becomes more apparent when the task at hand is more complex. GPT-4 is considered to be more reliable, creative, and capable of handling more nuanced instructions than GPT-3.5. To compare the two models, OpenAI conducted various tests, including simulating exams that were originally designed for humans. OpenAI used the most recent publicly available tests or purchased 2022 to 2023 editions of practice exams without any specific training for these exams. Although some of the problems in the exams were already seen by the model during training, they believe that the results are still representative. For further details, please refer to our technical report. In addition to simulating exams designed for humans, GPT-4 was also evaluated on traditional benchmarks that are typically used for machine learning models. The results showed that GPT-4 outperformed existing large language models, as well as most state-of-the-art models that may include benchmark-specific modifications or additional training protocols. Many machine learning benchmarks are written in English. To gain an understanding of the capabilities in other languages, we translated the MMLU benchmark, which consists of 14,000 multiple-choice problems covering 57 topics, to various languages using Azure Translate. In 24 out of the 26 tested languages, including low-resource languages such as Latvian, Welsh, and Swahili, GPT-4 outperformed GPT 3.5 and other large language models such as Chinchilla, Palm in terms of English language performance. All of these points actually support this main point. For example, you are in a debate with a person for hours and you are constantly approaching each other with different arguments. One of the biggest differences between humans is the ability to keep this heated discussion going for a long time without losing context. With GPT 3.5, when you wanted to have a long conversation about a topic, it was possible to get out of context when the word capacity was exceeded. When this happened, it was not possible to bring the model back to the main topic. With GPT-4, the amount of memory is increased by a factor of 8, making long conversations on the same topic possible. In practical terms, this means that GPT-4 can remember the content of a conversation and the instructions given during the conversation for longer. If you have ever asked GPT 3.5, the free ChatGPT, to summarize a scientific text, you may have noticed that it often does so bullet point by breaking the main text into chunks. GPT-4 is able to do this in a true summary without decontextualizing the raw text while linking it to your previous instructions, if any, and presenting them to you. This, I think, is more important than the other differences. Subscribers of ChatGPT Plus will be able to access GPT-4 on chat.openai.com, but there will be a limit on usage. The exact usage cap will be adjusted based on demand and system performance, but availability may be limited initially, although OpenAI will work to increase capacity and optimize performance over time. OpenAI may consider introducing a new subscription level for those requiring higher volume GPT-4 usage, and may also provide a certain amount of free GPT-4 queries for non-subscribers to test it out. That's all for today's video about ChatGPT-4. We hope you found this introduction to the topic helpful, and that you feel more confident in your understanding of what ChatGPT-4 is and how it works. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching.